Good evening and welcome to Myerside, where round 2 of the FOSROC Super 6 gets underway this Friday night. Round 1 was terrific. Watsonians won on the road, while Stirling County were involved in a 48-point thriller at home. They travel here to Myerside. Can Watsonians make it 2 out of 2? Will Stirling County get their first win of the season? You'll see all the action here, live. It's been some 524 days since the Watsonian team played a home match. Head coach Fergus Pringle has selected the same backline that defeated Ayrshire Bulls last weekend for the visit of County, meaning that try scorers from round 1, Harvey Elms and Jamie Forbes, are at 11 and 15 respectively. In the pack, Stephen Longwell comes in for a debut at tight head prop, while Ross Graham, who came off the bench last time out, joins him in the front row and is named vice-captain to support skipper Lee Miller. The other changes in the forward see former Scotland under-20 second row Kieran Watt line up alongside Michael Badenhorst and Connor Boyle, who's been released by Edinburgh Rugby to start in the number 7 jersey. On the bench, new boy Mark Morrison is primed for a debut, while FOSROC contracted academy player Roan Frostwick is available, and Edinburgh Rugby's 19-year-old centre Jordan Venter is also included amongst the replacements. Meanwhile, Ben Cairns has retained the same pack which started against Southern Knights last Saturday, but he's made 3 changes to his backline for this evening's match. Andrew Gowdy comes in for the injured Marcus Holden at standoff, and Archie Russell and Craig Robertson rotate in, with Landon Hayes and Tom Roach at outside centre and fullback respectively. I caught up with both coaches, starting with Watsonians' Fergus Pringle. Fergus, it was a good week 1 for you in Ayrshire. Your reflections on that game?
Yes, it was a very good win for us. You know, you're a really tough team down at Millbrae, so to go on there week 1 and get the win, we're really happy with that. We know we have to build on that performance, though. It wasn't perfect. We were a bit fortunate in some areas of the game, so hopefully we can do that this week.
You made changes in the pack, but you've kept the backs the same. Were you happier with your backs than your forwards?
No, it's not about that, to be fair. We got a 5-day turnaround, and the forwards had to put in a big shift last weekend, you know, Sunday, so we wanted to freshen that up, and we've kept a bit of continuity in the backs. But to be honest, you know, this competition, the games are going to come thick and fast, and the whole squad's going to be really important, you know.
All 3 matches last weekend were very tight. You know, not a lot separates the teams. Is that your impression that this is going to be a really tight Super 6 right throughout the term?
Yes, definitely. You know, looking at the squads, you can go through each squad and see they've got some real quality players, and all the squads have recruited really well. And I think probably by the end of the first round we'll have a better idea of where everyone sits in the pecking order. But at the moment it seems very close, and it's really good for everyone watching the games.
You've had a terrific home record here last season. You want to keep that going, obviously. What's the key to the match tonight for Watsonians?
Yeah, to be honest, you know, we just focus on each week as it comes, and Stirling pose a lot of very specific threats. You know, they've got a really good set piece. They scored 3 good set piece tries in the first game. Ben, I know well, I've coached with him before. He's very organised, and he'll have some plans to specifically take on some areas that he thinks they can target. So we have to expect the unexpected, and then just try and pose ourselves on the game and play how we want to play, you know.
We look forward to seeing that. Thank you,
Paul.
Fergus. Ben, before we talk about tonight's game, let's look back at last week. What were your overall thoughts on last week's performance?
Yeah, it was a difficult one. You know, we went up on the scoreboard early, had a good cushion at one stage, and then went through a period of play where we were defending a lot, put a lot of effort into that defensive passage, and then just ran out of puff towards the end. Southern Knights came back into it really well. And then towards the end, you know, there was probably only one team that was looking like scoring. That was the Knights. So, you know, them scoring 3 minutes to go, missing the conversion, we end up being fairly happy with the draw. You know, I guess with such a short competition, the main thing in your first game at home is not to lose. We didn't do that, but we're really keen to now kick on.
This is a tough place to come. Watsonians were unbeaten in the last series of Super 6 matches. What do you expect Fergus Pringle and co to throw at you tonight?
Yeah, we've obviously done an analysis based on what they produced last week. I thought that was a really good away performance from them. They'll want to back that up now at home. Short turnaround for them, Sunday to Friday. So we hope that can play in our favour in terms of that prep time. You know, they have a 10 who will control the game really well for them in Lee Miller, put them in the right areas, and then they're pretty clinical when they get there. So it'll be about stopping that cycle, stopping their ability to get in the right areas, and then making sure if they are there that we're really aware of their threats from a defensive point of view for us, and that we don't give them any cheap scores.
You've had to make a change at 10 yourself. How does that affect the style of play?
Yeah, it shouldn't change a lot. We've got 3 really good 10s within our squad. There will be opportunity for all of them. Andrew Gowdy gets his opportunity this week off the back of Marcus getting injured last weekend. But we've been really happy with how Andrew Gowdy's gone. He had a really good first season for us, played a lot at 10 for us in season 1, so we'd expect a pretty smooth transition with him coming in.
And I guess you'll just be looking for your team just to make sure they go that 80 minutes and try and, get over the line if they've got the lead at that point.
Yeah, that's it. We've talked a lot about our discipline, making sure we stay on the right side of the ref, so we're playing in the right areas. Our accuracy, so we can stay in the right areas for longer periods and ultimately put more pressure on the opposition.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks.
From both head coaches, plenty to say, both of them, Fergus Pringle and Bern Keynes. We're looking forward to this one. It's dried up considerably here at Myerside, which may help the running rugby game. Chris Hunter is alongside me, Watsonians Director of Rugby. Chris, thanks for joining us for the evening. We're delighted that the rain has gone off for a while, because for a while it looked like it could be a very wet evening here.
Yeah, the sun was out earlier on. It's been some heavy downpours earlier on, but I think the pitch has probably needed it. It's been pretty dry over the last few weeks, so the ground staff will certainly be happy. But yeah, look, delighted it's dried up, as you say. Should make for some open rugby.
Chris, working in these pandemic times, how difficult has it been? I mean, at the moment, both teams will get, changed in the stands and things like that. You're not allowed to use dressing rooms. What other problems has it posed for you?
It's literally, we've had to strip it right back to the basics. As you say, the teams are changing in the stand today, which isn't ideal, but we've got to follow the pretty strict guidance. The guys, credit to the players, the coaches, medical staff, they've really bought into it. We do regular testing during the week to ensure that everybody's available to play. But it's been a really interesting period, but we're confident that hopefully next week we'll be back into changing rooms and back to a wee bit of normality.
And Watsonians, of course, got off to a great start last weekend down at Ayr, but it was also a good game of rugby as well. I mean, and that's what the Super 6 showed last weekend. There was good rugby matches.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 7 points between all 3 games, which itself shows how tight this competition is going to be. There's been some fantastic recruitment from all 6 teams. You look at some of the names of the guys that have come back to play Super 6 rugby, and it's exciting. And I think week 1's really showing that this competition is going to be tight and it's going to be won by fine margins.
Let's have a look at the sides for this evening, with Watsonians taking on Stirling County. And it's always good I always like to look at the half-back partnerships. Rhys Cullen and Lee Miller, very, very strong from Watsonians. They looked like they had a really good bond last weekend.
Yeah, Rhys has come back. Lee's obviously our captain again. Season 1 was our player of the season. Played every minute of every game, and Lee is the leader on the field and off the field as a senior player. And Rhys and Lee work well together. There's a lot of chat. Rhys gets the forwards going, and it's an exciting partnership.
And for Stirling County, it's unusual to see a pack unchanged, but that's the way that Ben's gone with it. Ben Cairns and vote of confidence for the 8.
Yeah, I think it says a lot. Their set piece worked very well against Southern Knights last week. They've got a very strong pack. Big number 8 and Mackey, who's a big ball carrier, and he'll be making yards. But I think it's a testament to how they played last week.
And you know all about Alistair Mackey. Got a hat-trick of tries the last time he played against Watsonians, so that's always a person to watch. That's for sure. Now the replacements as well will be important as well, and we might get the first look at Jordan Ventu, the young South African lad who signed for Edinburgh under Richard Cockrell, and of course he's now got the chance to be with Watsonians, and we should see him playing tonight.
Yeah, he was down at training last night. You certainly won't miss him. He's a big laddie, look, I think everybody's excited to see him play. He's, obviously COVID's probably stopped him getting any game time, so he'll be raring to go if he gets an opportunity this afternoon.
It does look good. Myerside getting ready for the return of rugby. These 2 teams will go head to head, and Watsonians 5 out of 5 last time. It's a real fortress this, but teams do like to come here and play a bit of rugby as well. It's a great place to come and play.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it this afternoon or this evening, the pitch is absolutely immaculate. All credit to Craig Eccleston and his team. But yeah, it just on a night like this, sun's even coming out now. Both teams are going to be looking to play some expansive rugby.
Some great fixtures ahead in round 2 of the FOSROC Super 6. Watsonians Stirling County is the main course this evening. Ayrshire Bulls and the Boroughmuir Bears. The Bears getting off to a winning start last Friday night. And Herries Rugby at Goldacre take on the Southern Knights Sunday at 1:30 p.m. So plenty of rugby. You can keep up to date the FOSROC Super 6. But it's Myerside tonight. It's Watsonians against Stirling County. And the teams are just getting ready to join us in what should be an interesting evening. That's how they stand after round 1. And Chris alongside has got a little smile on his face. Nice to see Watsonians at the top there. And we do expect Watsonians to have a strong challenge. Heriot's just missed out on getting the draw last week simply because of the kick towards the end. They're going to be good. All of the Edinburgh derbies are going to be great fun to watch. Yeah, we're over the road at Megaland next Friday to play the Bears. As I said earlier, every game is going to be a tight game, and regardless of the opening week results, I think teams are going to be a wee bit rusty after 18 months out. So, give it a week or two, and I think we'll be seeing some pretty fiery matches. When you have been away from rugby for so long, I mean, the prevailing wisdom tends to be it's easier to defend than attack. Is that what you've found? Yeah, I think the difficulty is the guys are desperate to attack because they've not played rugby, so you've got to be patient in defence. You see last week Lee Miller's kicking 16 points. If you give away penalties, teams will punish you. So yeah, the guys are desperate to attack, but last week we really fronted up in defence, which is big. So Stirling County take to the field. Led by Rainer Kennedy, the hooker wearing 2. A good reception for them. But it's the home team that will get the applause, and they start to emerge from the tunnel below us. Carl Main in the distinctive blue cap, and Kieran Watt is in the red cap. Having had both teams applauded onto the field to play, the referee gets silenced, but hey, referees are used to that. So the FOSROC Super 6 round 2 gets ready to get underway on this Friday evening. As both packs split and move towards the halfway line, it's going to be Stirling County who will get us underway. Socks round the ankles of Andrew Gowdy. Andrew Gowdy will get things moving this evening, just having a referee. Word for referee Keith Allen, who's in charge at Boroughmuir last week. Watsonians in navy, Stirling County in the black, white and red. Referee checking and his assistants are happy. It's Johnny Pirman and Bob Nevins, and we are underway. Round 2 of the FOSROC Super 6. A good simple take, and immediately into contact. James Pout making the tackle. Rhys Cullen. Cullen at the base. And you see Leonard Kennedy trying to pull his opponent out. There's the box kick. And that's well won and knocked back by Carl Main. It will come back on the side of Stirling County. Taken into contact by James Pout. William Bowes just behind him. Out it comes through Gowdy. Gowdy trying to get the centres involved. Grant Hughes being pulled down. Little kick ahead. Oh, there's danger here. The acceleration and the early try will go the way of Stirling County. That's a terrific piece of play by Christian Kay. Well, the referee will pull it back. Well, Christian Kay, a little shake of the head, looks a little bit disappointed there.
Nine's offside.
The question is, what did the referee spot? Offside is the decision, and that was almost the perfect start for the visitors.
Yeah, what certainly kept me quiet for the first minute of the game there. Stirling just going to show they're happy to chuck it wide. Caught off guard there, maybe a wee bit a wee bit slow off the mark for Watsonians in defence, but you know, we got away with that there, and we've now got field position in Stirling's half.
Christian Kay wasn't slated to start the game. It was good play initially by Gowdy to get things moving. The offload was clever, and there was the kick through. That's a good position. You can see he was just in front. So, well played to the referee. So first line out all the evening. Ross Graham throws in. It's well taken.
Yeah, but don't collapse at 4.
Somebody at the base. They're going round. You can see Michael Bendenhorst trying to pull himself out. They've trucked it round. They still have it. Nice little offload onto Cullen. Cullen pulls it back. It's across the line through the hands of Coetzee. Little interception. Man was taken out. Harvey Elms was taken out without the ball. Referee allows things to continue. It's Logan Trotter who will advance. Just outside the 22, but he's not released. And Watsonians will get the penalty. Luna Kennedy will question the referee. I have to say, I thought Harvey Elms was taken without the ball.
Yeah, even with my Watsonian cap on, I think I'd be questioning why that wasn't a penalty. But you know, look, it's a pretty fast game so far. So, but we've got a penalty again, and this will allow Lee Miller to get his territory back down to Stirling's half.
Don't watch that. You speak to your guys about shot, okay? Come on.
So there was the kick through. It just clipped off the heel. And yeah, he was taken out. I think Archie Russell expected him to catch it. Of course, it just bounces away.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Archie, I think it looked like Harvey was going to catch that in the air, and he's committed to the tackle. But you know, we've got the penalty just outside their own 22 now, so we can relax.
So the referee just stopping play for some treatment. And there's the kick. John Miller, just over the halfway line it goes. It's been a pretty good sparky start for both teams.
Yeah, as I say, I think both teams are clearly looking to play rugby. Both have attacked off first phase, try to throw the ball wide, turn the defence. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game.
The throw-in was just bobbled slightly. It was also squint. Kieran Watt was the target. Scrum has been selected. So the front row, Harrison Courtney, Ross Graham and Stephen Longwell. Stephen Longwell, former Air player, was playing in Washington with Old Glory. Finally got the clearance to come through up against George Sprees, Una Kennedy and JP Phelan in the front row. You always like to see how the first couple of scrums go. You just get a measure for how things should develop. CK waits. Just a yard or two away. Front rows go down. And the referee will allow the reset. Referee just asking for a little bit of treatment here. It's Ross Graham. He's just getting a little bit of a check. There's a little bit of plaster work done.
I think it's a contact lens.
Can be an advantage to hooker to see what's going on. Not necessarily at all.
After his first throw, maybe that's what happened. He had one contact lens out.
That's certainly what he can bring. Stephen Longwell trying to take his place in the front row.
The height needs to be better than that, okay? Your boot's not high enough. Get your feet underneath you, please, okay?
Strong looking backs, the same Stirling County 8 that started last week.
Get that elbow up, please. Coach! Bye!
Scrum cap, you can see amongst to Connor Boyle. Kay feeds in. Watsonians have got a good shovel on and they will get the penalty. Well, there'll be high fives and handshakes for the front row and for the pack in general. It was good work from the Watsonian scrum.
Yeah, that's Stevie Longwell, showing that he's up for this after missing out on last week. But a great first scrum from all 8 of Watsonian's pack there, and you know, you always want to get the upper hand at the set pieces, and that's a good start.
Well, Stevie's 126 kilos. He's some unit, and he can move as well.
Yeah, when Stevie gets going, he can move. I also remember him scoring a great try for Ayr against Watsonians down in Ayr a few years ago. He ran it in from the halfway line, so it's not bad going for a tight head prop.
He's certainly up for it this evening. So the sight corrected Ross Graham with the contact lens now in place. Certainly a better throw. The ball's been knocked though out the hand, it comes down gurgling. The penalty will be awarded. You could see the arm contact being made, that's not allowed, and the penalty is awarded to Watsonians.
Yeah, just a wee bit early in the air there from Stirling County. Watsonians opting for the corner instead of the post, which is positive to see.
So 400 people inside Myers side, that the capacity for this evening. Watching on is Lee Miller, the skipper, pops it down into the corner. Michael Badenhorst at 5 is such a good line-out jumper. Wonder will they go back to him. They do precisely that. He holds on, but the throw again was just a little bit off course. That's the kind of possession that drives coaches crazy, because it is an error and you just handed over field position essentially.
Yeah, it's frustrating. You get down into their 22, you've got a great opportunity to possibly get some points on the board, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot, and Stirling have got possession and an opportunity to clear.
Watsonians will take heart from the last scrum from which they won the penalty. Shinky, they want to try and get this in and out as quickly as they can. Mackie at the back picks up, just bulldozes his way forward. And some help there from Byron Bowes. George Arnott splits out to the side. George Breeze into contact. You see the arm swinging over there to Carl Main, trying to put the block in. It's gone out, just off the hands though. And Rhys Cullen, he's just trying to be clever, trying to just hold it in. In the end it tickled off the tips of his fingers and concedes a throw.
Yeah, I think it's a wet ball, it's a difficult one, a bit of pressure with the kick chase from Stirling there, but I'm sure Rhys might be a wee bit disappointed at that, but look, we go again, challenge the line out, still a bit of pressure on Stirling just outside their own 22.
Then makes his way into the line at backs. Rainer Kennedy goes in. That is up and one well. James Pau. And now we're getting the rolling ball moving. This is good play, and the advantage will come the way of the visitors. This is a free play. There's the long kick from Andrew Gowdy. Taken by Jamie Forbes, but all remain. So will come back for the original offence. Just going to be a little stop-start now.
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier, I think both teams, everyone's just so keen to play rugby, and at times, guys, need to be a wee bit more patient. We've now given Stirling an opportunity to get a bit of territory into our half, but one thing we do know is Stirling's set piece is very strong and consistent. So. Could be a long evening if we keep giving away infringements like that.
Spoken to the height. I need both of you guys to improve your height. Too low, both of you. Yeah.
Kick is well struck. It's on the roof of the stand. Perhaps not as much distance as Andrew Gowdy may have liked.
You can't be thrown across them.
Numbers being called for as Rainer Kennedy wanders up. George Breeze numbers up behind him. Again, found the target quickly away this time. First receiver was Grant Hughes, and that is spilled, and Badenhorst was over that, and Watsonians in the Navy gather. Cullen gets it away. Time for a little bit of prop running from Harrison Courtney. Connor Boyle going to Longwell. Needs to protect in contact. Comes through the hands of Miller. A little offload onto Harvey Elms. That was a nice line. Now Rhys Cullen. Cullen's got the pace. Cullen's away. He's accelerated again. There's a great last tackle. It was George Arnott who was back. And then Cullen holds on. And referee Keith Allen says that's a penalty. About 3 times there. Chris, it looked like he was away, the little scrum half, Rhys Cullen, but you've got to give credit to the Stirling defence.
Yeah, I think credit to Rhys, he spotted the gap, but that was absolutely fantastic cover defence from Stirling County there. It looked like Rhys was going to go into the post, but look there, a wee glimpse of what Watsonians can do. A bit broken play, and you've got live wire like Rhys Cullen at 9. He's going to cause problems, but yeah, George Arnott, absolutely fantastic from the back row forward.
The very definition of a try-saving tackle is excellent play from George Arnott. He's going with his 6'4" length to reach out and take down the scrum half. Kennedy. Stirling. Proudly with Alva. She's close by. The Alva Sevens was a schoolboy. It was a horrible experience. We were terrible. Stirling County come forward. It's going to take Rooney up first. Took it. It was then tackled, but they've got the ball on their side. And now the long angle kick. That's a lovely touch by Craig Robertson. Robertson now kicks. It's just a little bit long. And the referee is going to bring it back for offside.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that. I thought it was a bit kick tennis there. He'd actually maybe put the kick a bit too long, but the new laws in play, like Lee Miller was maybe looking for the 50-22, we were to get the possession in their 22, but no, again, look, signs that both teams are trying to play some rugby here, which is great. I wonder if Watsonians might just go for the 3 points here.
Well, funnily enough, the question is, at what point do you think we need to get on the scoreboard? But they've also done a couple of good line-outs, and they're going to go again for the corner.
Yeah, well, the guys will be looking to make up for last time where they came away with nothing here, so hopefully get the set piece sorted out and give us a platform.
12 minutes played at Myerside. Watsonians last season won 8 out of 10, perfect 5 out of 5 at home. One of the 2 losses in the season came against Stirling County. As the throw in is taken, Kieran Watt takes at the back. Ross Graham holds on. Cullen is available. Graham decides to take on his man. Boyle was in support. There's no way through. Good defending. Struggling to lay the ball back, and that's been stolen on the near side. Assistant referee was well positioned to say that was legal. Aaron Bowes over the ball. To contact kick those guys again. And the sensible decision is to play it back and send it long from Robertson. 2 players a little bit slow to get back up. JP Phelan amongst them. But if you're a Stirling County coach at the moment, Chris, you'll be happy you're repelling Watsonians when they're reaching your 22.
Yeah, well, one thing you know with Stirling County is they're going to be very well organised and well set up under Ben Cairns. In set piece, they're targeting that. They'll have watched the game last week. We lost a few of our line-outs, so they'll be picked up in that. But again, they've just counter-rucked that. Just sheer strength, just pushed us over the ball. That'll give them a big boost as a Stirling pack. But again, look, we're just on the 22. We've got another line out, so hopefully we can get it right and get going again.
So Renner Kennedy has been a busy boy trying to organise and defend the line out. Ross Graham has the ball. Christian Kate, closest player, has the overthrow, and there is Renner Kennedy at the tail gathering, taken down by Badenhorst. Comes out, there's Gowdy. Let's fly. That's another good take by Jamie Forbes. Sets himself. Kicks it long. Just on the very edge of his 22. Not an easy night. I mean, the ball is greasy, the surface is greasy, and that's a couple of really good takes by Jamie Forbes.
Yeah, he's safe under the high ball as Fobo. I think it was calls there from the Stirling bench. He might have taken that back into his 22, but Yeah, great take and a fantastic clearance kick. Puts us back into Stirling's half.
Not sure we can get him out into South Africa for the Lions in time. Could do with somebody who can take the ball cleanly.
Yeah, and maybe the size of Fobo, I don't know if that would go down too well, given the size of the South African team.
They're big lads. Again, it's a little bit untidy. Andrew Gowdy mops up. Gowdy gets the kick away. And again, patrolling the back line, Jamie Forbes. Some connection onto that right foot of his. And again, good power. That's what you want from your fullback. You patrol, you get the right position, and you also get a bit of beef behind the kick.
Yeah, and just put the previous kick into the Stirling County half. He's found himself backtracking to do it again. But yeah, Jamie Forbes is a safe pair of hands at the back, and he's got a great right foot in him.
Still waiting for the opening score in this round 2 opening fixture. There's a group tackle, Carl Main leading the way. Short ball off onto Byron Bowes. Bowes just drives his way forward, but again, they're having a problem when they're taking into contact. They're not quite getting the support there, and Byron Bowes, the big South African lock, 6'4", again taking it into contact but not finding the men around him.
Yeah, especially when you got somebody like Connor Boyle, who's was circling the ruck there waiting, and he did exactly what he's good at doing and gets straight over the ball, and he's incredibly strong. So it's good to have Connor back playing tonight.
Contracted to Edinburgh, Connor Boyle, Scotland under-20 captain. He's played 7 times for Edinburgh Rugby. And the kick out onto this near side. Well, in terms of a report card for the opening 15 minutes, you can see the effort, you can see the attacking intent. Set play needs to be tidied up, particularly from the line-out.
Yeah, it sounds like my school report card actually. That, but no, look, I think things will settle down. Both teams will start finding their feet. A wee bit worrying signs here for Watsonians with Lee Miller down. The doctor and the physio has seen him, so that would mean a bit of a reshuffle for the back line if he had to go off. But yeah, hopefully he's okay.
Just checking that forearm.
The signal's been made, he's going to have to come off.
Well, that's a big blow. Another top scorer last weekend. Just giving him the check, and the change is going to have to be made. So down below, the organisation. It's a disappointing end to the evening for Lee Miller. On the flip side of that, Stirling County won't be too unhappy to see him go off, but you can see a little shake of the head. He's just holding out the right arm and then just pointing top muscle. So Mark Morrison, who is distinctive with the blonde hair and the red cap, now comes on.
Yeah,
Scots qualified South African making his debut.
Yeah, looking forward to see Mark go. Picked up a head knock in one of the warm-up matches, so he missed out last week. So he's got a big opportunity now to come in and press.
Kieran Watt takes well. It's on to Boyle. Boyle gets it across onto Carl Main. Little drop of the ball, and the turnover is good. George Brace brings it away and goes through the hands of Grant Hughes on that far side. There was a good break, and they've got support. Here's the kick chase. Helms coming across, has to communicate with his scrum half. He did so, manages to get himself away from Stephen Hamilton as well, but he's still going. He's done really well. And he's just trying to get things organised, and the referee will give the penalty. Not moving away after the tackle is made. When they move and attack quickly, Stirling are a real threat.
Yeah, we've seen it already. There's been a couple of turnovers, and they're extremely dangerous in the counter attack. And Watsonians are going to have to be careful of that, because it's 2 or 3 times that they've broken down the right wing there and been close to scoring. So, but thankfully, penalty there, opportunity to clear the lines and hopefully start moving up the pitch.
Stephen Hamilton was involved there. You see in your picture the replacement, Mark Morrison. Graham's taken well at the back, Sam Daly. Ross Graham needs to be careful, he almost splintered off there.
Keep it up, Stirling.
A good few metres. And now Cullen. Oh, Cullen bobbles the exchange, it went forwards. You could see precisely what he was trying to do. There was a little break on the blind side, but a little bobble in the guddle, and it'll be a scrum down.
Yeah, again a wee bit sloppy at the back there. You could see what he was having a look to have a wee snipe down the blind side with Lowen McPherson, but maybe just a wee breakdown in communication there. Taking the ball off Ross Graham at the back of the maul, but you know, look, it was a good line out from Watsonians. We made some decent yards there, show that when it functions, you know, it's positive. But we now a bit defence.
What's required at the moment, because when this back line for Stirling County get moving, they can get things going pretty quickly. So Stirling County just 3 wins from 10. Last time when I mentioned one of them came against Watsonians, a terrific 27-24 game. There it comes, the referee will bring it back. He's unhappy, he will give a penalty. You can see Ross Graham just inquiring there. Referee indicating a drag down.
Yeah, I think it's always difficult to call. The scrums at very fine margins.
So the kick to the corner from Craig Robertson. This is an interesting moment in the match, Chris. Stirling County have repelled Watsonians a couple of times from a similar position. If they feel they could make a breakthrough here, it could just tilt the game.
Yeah, and it looks like they've maybe put a few backs into this line out, which I've seen before with Stirling County. So this will be brought down and looking for the drive over.
Looks like Grant Hughes is at the back, it comes into the middle, so they'll all come together and try and get the drive. Stirling County on the front foot here, the ball at the back.
Don't change your mind, no.
Well, that is a massive bodies. Trying to see who's broken away with the ball. They have gone over the line. Well, there will be an individual scorer, but it is almost a team try. 1 or 2 angry reactions going on in there, but it will be Rainer Kennedy, the hooker, who goes over. That was a pre-planned move, they executed it well, and Watsonians had no answer.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to defend that when they get it right. The match we lost up at Bridgeshaw last season 1, I think they scored 2 or 3 very similar tries to that. So it just shows that it's a strength of Stirling, and we'll have to try and defend it better next time. But as I say, it's not an easy thing to defend when they get it right.
So the first points on the board go for the visitors. Stirling County, good work in the end by Kennedy, but it's horribly difficult to defend. You know, there's a threat if you collapse it of a card as well.
Yeah, you've got to be disciplined in these situations. I thought they were disciplined initially. It looked like they maybe stopped them, but they got a bit forward momentum there, and it's, as I say, it's not an easy thing to stop.
So the kicker is Andrew Gowdy. His first attempt. Right footy kicker looking to just guide it across. Not a lot of wind around. Gowdy strikes. That's pretty good. Absolutely no doubt about that one. And it's a 7-0 lead for the visitors. Stirling County are ahead at Myerside.
Yeah, lovely kick out in the touchline there from Gowdy. So Watsonians will need to react now. We're 20 minutes into the game, no points on the board, so we'll see how they react to that.
Mark Morrison. That's a good take from Alistair Mackey. Into contact, needs some support. But the turnover is there, and now it's the opportunity for Sam Daly to move things. Daly to the 22. Gowdy just being pushed out. A little touch and go by Coach there. Cullen gets it off onto Daly. Daly immediately engulfed by the red, white and black. Cullen again. Referee saying it's available. Plays it out to Carl Main. Main into contact, good support. Cullen will get things going. That was a good tackle just to affect the pass. Recovery looked like it was made. Boyle was waiting for it, goes past him on to Kieran Watt. Boyle going in on the protect. Oh, there's a little space. Just got dragged down. Burr was the tackle, and again the turnover is good from a Stirling County perspective. They get the penalty, holding on. Well, it was opened up for Connor Boyle, but he was dragged down well by Byron Bowes, and the penalty awarded once more. More frustration in the 22 for Watsonians.
Yeah, again, you know, we get a wee bit of possession, build a few phases. Connor Boyle's spotted a gap through the ruck. Great defence again from Stirling. They've caught him early, and I think it was Rainer Kennedy who was very quick and strong over the ball there, and a good penalty.
So the penalty awarded, the action restarts. There's been an active foul play, the flag is up from the assistant. And now Ross Graham barrels his way through, taken down by Pow. They have the advantage. You would suspect the foul play. Now the full back into line, Jamie Forbes. Forbes lays the ball off. Danger coming here for Stirling County. Wilman McPherson was up quickly, and the referee is going to come back, and I think he will have a little word with his assistant. He's going to trot over. And the referees communicate well, but you could see the flag of the assistant coming straight into the field of play.
Where was it? Just
And the conversation ahead.
Yeah, I missed that actually. I'm not sure what he picked up there, but a high tackle is indicating, so we'll take that, hopefully pin it into the corner and an opportunity to attack.
Kept taking that time. Alright, puts it. And runs it all the way through. Come all the way back for a scrum. It's just another error. I'm presuming it's because of the footing, but you would normally expect your 10 to be kicking them, not your 12.
Yeah, a wee bit, again, disappointing. We've got an opportunity to get into their 22 and set up a platform and attack, and there's been a few errors creeping into the Watsonian game this evening. I'm sure Fergus and the coaches will be looking to nip that in the bud at half time when they get in. But again, now just gives Stirling an opportunity to peg us back into our own half.
Murphy Walker has come on for his first appearance of the season. Appeared 9 times last time out. And he has come on. George Breeze, the blue cap, is now off. So the mistake of kicking the ball dead results in the scrum down. The referee not happy at the front row, so they will break and come again. One of the concerns Ben Cairns had was that his side seemed to run out of steam last week. They've got to try and pace themselves as well.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I mean, even with all the pre-season they've had and the pre-season matches, it's you know, the match fitness. I think it'll take a week or two to get there. And you know, I watched the highlights of their game against Southern Knights, and it was a pretty frantic end-to-end game. So there's some big guys out there, and I get tired watching them sometimes. So I feel their pain. But yeah, I mean, it's an 80-minute game. You've got your full bench as well, so you'll maybe look to utilise that this week.
He only used 3 replacements last week. Gowdy, Fraser, Cruikshank came off the bench, so they'll come together again for the scrum. 2 attempts to get this one away. Let's see if we're third time lucky. That's gone down. The referee's going to have to make a call. That will go the way of Watsonians. It just looked like the elbow of the replacement went down. In fact, it was JP Phelan who got pinged for it. So they're going to call up Jamie Forbes to kick for the corner this time. accepts the mark from the referee. And just spun in. It was a kick that looked like it erred on the side of caution, shall we say.
Yeah, look, it's sensible. We've just missed one to touch, so the main thing is we get into a position where we can still attack from. But again, you know, Jamie Forbes he's got a good boot in him, and he's an experienced player as well. And sometimes you just need somebody a wee bit bring a bit of calm and experience to the game.
It's brilliant play from the scrum half. Morrison gets involved. It's a really difficult bouncing ball at the tail, just being flapped to you. The scrum half gathered well, got it away. Stirling County up very quickly. Yeah, Morrison spots the gap. It's dragged down. Courtney goes in. Big bulk. Doing well. It was good work from Harrison Courtney protecting. There's Cullen to get the ball away. Cullen drops off to Coetzee. Coetzee shackled. McPherson goes in. Now it comes out once more. It's Carl Main rumbling his way forward. Just went through Byron Bowes. That's a drop at the base of the scrum. The referee says it went backwards. Stirling County stopped momentarily. There's the two players coming together. You can see Kieran Watt just trying to boost his way forward. Watsonians try and set the line out. Here's Morrison. Morrison gets it across. Sam Daly involved. Once more Coetzee goes across. That's some good defending from Stirling County, trying to repel the home side once more. There's Cullen at the base. Cullen gets it across onto Stephen Longwell. It's the other prop, Harrison Courtney, who provides the cover. Now it gets played back onto Morrison. Morrison through the hands of Coetzee. Coetzee out wide, trying to ball his way forward as Badenhorst. A good game last week. Now they've jackled it over the ball well. And one of the guidances this season, that if you show that you're over the ball and start to lift it and there's resistance and it's not being released, the referees will ping very quickly and give the penalty. That's excellent play from Stirling County.
Yeah, I have to say, you've got to give credit to Stirling here. They've been really patient in their defence and not giving away penalties, and they're just waiting for opportunities like this to pounce on a penalty turnover. But you know what, Watsonians strung together some phases there, a bit of attacking intent, but just need to find a bit of an X factor.
So there's a player down. That will get the teams to come together. A little inquiry of how long to go, ref. Still 10.5 minutes before the chance to get the oranges and trying to get a little seat. There's been good and bad from Watsonians. Obviously you're the director of rugby here. We are looking at it from the Watsonians perspective for a moment. But Fergus Pring will be frustrated because there have been just too many errors.
Yeah, I think frustration's the exact word. I think the players will be frustrated as well. We know we can play better. We showed glimpses of it last week. We've shown glimpses of it today, maybe not so much, but we've just got to be patient in attack and defence. And you can see with Stirling County, they're really structured in their defence. They're not giving away penalties. Yeah, look, I'm still confident the guys have got a lot in their locker, so they just need to start finding a bit of momentum.
And the try of the match so far coming, Raynor Kennedy. Sonia pick to their Logan Trotter, who effected that turnover. The ball long over the top. Longwell lays it inside. Suspicion of forward, but Badenhorst took it. Now it will come out to Courtney. Courtney tries to gouge his way through. Now the runner is Main. Main gets in to help, gets some help from Watt as well. Now here's Morrison. Morrison gets it out. That's a great tackle coming up from Grant Hughes, but it's held on by Watsonians, driving towards the corner. The referee didn't call them all, so it's gone to ground legally. Might have been a little touch there. The advantage will come the way of Watsonians. Now it was a question of, was it intentional? Well, offside is given. I was more wondering about the hand coming up causing the knock on. And the referee is going to have a word, I think.
Yeah, I think it was quite smart play from Reece Cullen. I think he spotted he was maybe standing offside.
Well, the referee was just indicating to Rainer Kennedy that he felt that that was close. Perhaps just that's a warning. It's a difficult one. You know, as a player coming into the line, you see the chance of the interception. You want to get the hand out, but it looks bad if you don't get on the end of it. Yeah,
I think it's your natural reaction, isn't it? You chuck an arm out to try and catch it, and before you can actually think about it. But you know, look, here we go again. We're in the 22. Jamie Forbes will stick us into the corner, and got to look to be a wee bit more clinical here with the set piece.
There is no television match official for this one. This had been on the lines tomorrow at 8. It would have taken about 10 minutes to decide whether it should have been a card, and Ronnie Erasmus probably would have made a video as well.
Yeah, so. If they just asked myself, I've got the monitor here, I could have told them that was a yellow card, but no, it's a difficult job as it is for the refs, so I'll not make it harder.
They looked to go right for Watsonians initially, but the referee again unhappy, and again it's that Stirling County defence, and Byron Bowes again getting in and around the ball, and Watsonians are unable to get things moving the way they want inside the opponent's 22. As well taken initially by Sam Daly.
Yeah, that's the maul forms, and if you break off the side and get in front, it's an obstruction. It's not the same maul.
The referee was unhappy at the way that splintered. The ball popped away. Craig Robertson, 15 there for Stirling County. Played all 5 under 26 nations this season. That's the wrong player. We'll come back to that in a moment. Boyle trying to take down Kennedy. You can see the South African just standing by. There's a big unit. Marvin Bowes. It's a good take, but again, Hamilton up very, very quickly. Watsonians, a little bit of open space to run. Ross Graham well taken down, gets it off onto Cullen. Cullen, that seemed to deflect behind. It's now picked up by Mark Morrison. Cullen immediately pressured by Grant Hughes. Stirling County living right on the offside line. They're getting up so quickly. It's Jamie Forbes. Forbes sends it across. Coetzee sends it. It looks like a little bit long again. And all the way through. It's a couple of kicking errors by the home team.
Got the option here.
This is where they do miss the influence of Lee Miller as well, just to settle Watsonians down.
Yeah, I think Lee's obviously a crucial player for us, and he brings a bit of calmness to the team, and he's obviously got a fantastic right foot. So, but you look, he's off injured now, so we've got to focus on the guys we've got. Mark Morrison, good opportunities, looked quite lively so far since coming on. But again, just another unforced error from Watsonians gives possession back to Stirling.
So just one try in the match so far. It's come for Rainer Kennedy, Stirling County skipper. And he's being flanked by JP Phelan and the replacement Murphy Walker. Blue scrum cap you can see belongs to Carl Main. Back row position, getting ready to move in. Sam Daly, been very well set. And Stirling County come up a little bit early. And again, the referee just unhappy at the way it's being set.
Nothing going on. Got issues at this side.
Fresh mark made.
There's your mark. Get to the left, please.
This is the part of the game that the spectators find frustrating, is the scrum reset and the time it takes to reset the scrum.
Yeah, I don't think the front row forwards are too fussed. They're getting a bit of a breather, but yeah, no, it does. It can slow the game down, but the game's been quite stop-start anyway, so it's not really taking the momentum out of it. But hopefully we can get a good set piece here. maybe force a scrum penalty to give us an opportunity to get back down into Stirling's half.
George Arnott, you see in your picture, the black scrum cap for Stirling County, well bandaged on the thighs. Ball in and out quickly. There's a Gowdy little chip kick over. Forbes just watches. And out of play it goes, but it was just being manhandled slightly. Threw the ball in. Well, they've certainly given their all, both sets of players. It's not been the most constructive games of rugby we've seen, just with some of the errors. But as they hit their stride, hopefully more action will come. Jamie Forbes slotting into full back. A line out call, being told by Harrison Courtney. His 11th Super 6 appearance. Again well taken. Maidenhorst brought it down. 6'4" young South African. See George Arnott being repelled down the middle. And now the Stirling County backs come up. Cullen with a clip kick. That's a great take, and also the tackle was timed perfectly. Hunted under pressure. Stirling County will escape with the ball, and Murphy Walker drives it forward. Bowes back to the scrum half. Kay. It's well taken by Mark Morrison. Offload wasn't on, he wisely kept hold of it. Now Cullen. And Robertson does like to try and trap it before he gets it away. Morrison inside onto Jamie Forbes, onto that right boot. It's a lot of work. And that's a really good clearing kick. In terms of territory, that's excellent play from Jamie Forbes. Watsonians won that exchange.
Yeah, fantastic clearing kick once again from Jamie Forbes there. Great hit from Loman McPherson in the opening exchanges of that. It's always your heart's in your mouth when you see guys chasing them, particularly when the guy takes it in the air, but Loman timed it very well, gave us a wee bit of front foot, and now you just need to get up and challenge this line out and put a wee bit of pressure onto Stirling as we run out of time in the first half.
You mentioned that, Chris. It is one of those things that's really being policed well by referees now. I mean, if you're a second too early, you know, you can find yourself off for 10 minutes depending on how the tackle goes down. It really has been very well policed.
Yeah, and it's difficult, and again, as you say, it can literally be a split second you get it wrong and you take the guy in the air, and you know the laws are the laws, and quite often you see guys taking 10 minutes or sometimes more. But yeah, Loman timed that well, and yeah, I wouldn't fancy being on the receiving end of that hit, to be fair.
So as it stands, Stirling County look like they'll be going in at the break leading. They conceded the first try last week to the Southern Knights. They then led 21-5 and took a 9-point lead into half time. And they will take a lead in here. Watsonians against Stirling County. And Watsonians, well, they threatened early. They really tried and were repelled a couple of times, a couple of bad throws, Chris, but the Stirling County defence certainly stepped up as well.
Yeah, I think we've got to give credit to Stirling's defence, as I said earlier. They've been really strong in defence, been very disciplined, not giving away penalties, and I think Ben and his coaching staff will be pretty happy with the way things have gone in the first half for them.
And in terms of Watsonians, it is a chance for, you know, Fraser Pringle to get together, to have a chat and to see where things are going to go.
Yeah, they just need to regroup. You know, look, it's been scrappy, but it's only 7-0. There's only one score in it. We've had opportunities. You know, we just need to tighten up on things. You know, we need to make sure the lineouts are functioning better. If we're kicking to the corner, we've got to make. You know, you've got to make these simple kicks and give us an opportunity to attack. But you know, look, it's 40 minutes. You know, we've got a full bench as well, and the guys will be up for it.
Stay with us for the full second half. You'll hear more from Chris Hunter, the Director of Rugby here at Watsonians. We caught up earlier on this week with the man who plays at number 9, and we'll be hearing from Rhys Cullen in a moment or two, but you can see the action there coming forward. So Rhys Cullen is enjoying life as the scrum half.
I've come down to Oriam today to chat to Watsonians Rugby number 9, Rhys Cullen. Rhys tells me all about why he first got involved with the sport, what he loves about playing rugby, and why he's excited to be back playing at Myerside this season. Rhys, to start with, can you just tell us a little bit about how you got into playing rugby and your first memories of the sport?
So I started back at Biggar, back at high school. So I moved to Biggar primary and primary 7, and then probably picked up then. So I was about 13 at the time, and then played it all throughout high school at Biggar. So we had a competition there every year. So just started at Biggar High School.
And what was it about the sport that you liked, and why did you decide to keep playing?
Yeah, so I started off playing football originally, and I tried to do sort of, my mum had been doing loads of sports when I was younger, so it was mainly football and athletics. Picked up rugby, and then it just happened, rugby and football started going on the same day, and I just started to excel at rugby at that age, and I picked rugby from then. So I just enjoyed getting the ball in my hands, running about, enjoyed the sevens aspect of it, so done all the different forms of the game, and yeah, just enjoyed it more.
So from playing rugby, football and athletics, and then deciding to play rugby, can you tell us a little bit about your rugby career so far and where it's taken you?
Yeah, so started off at Biggar, so I had my first couple of men's games at Biggar, and then I signed at Watsonians, who at the time were in Nat 1, so I played 2 seasons in Nat 1 here. We got promoted, so I played my last season at Watsonians was in the top league, which was the Premiership at the time. From there I signed at Bristol. So I went to Bristol for 2 years, so I had 1 year in the Championship there, and we got promoted there, so I had 1 year in the Premiership there, and then from there I signed at Doncaster Knights, so I had another 2 seasons in the Championship at Doncaster, which I've just finished up now, and now I'm here for this season.
3-4 years down south, what did you learn from playing down there that you can bring to Watsonians this season?
I think just playing with different people, different styles of players. Like I mean, at Bristol and Doncaster, with players from all over the world that played at the top level, and just learning off different people in your position or not in your position, and things that they would do on the field and even off the field. So just being in such a diverse place, I guess, with all sorts of different people.
And you've had a little bit of a pre-season here. What do you make of this current team, and how do you rate your chances going into the tournament this year? Yeah,
it's been good. I think I'm maybe like eight weeks in now, so it's been good. We've had a hit out and then 2 games. We spoke about after the game at the weekend against Heriots that we had like another 30 or 40% still to give, which is quite encouraging, because I thought we went well. Like we beat them, and they seem like they'll be a good side this year as well. So I think, based off last year's performance and then the recruitment of this year and how I've seen so far, like I'd fancy us for one of the top sides for sure.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of your playing style, how would you describe your natural playing style?
Being at different clubs again, sort of picked up other areas of the game, like just even like game awareness, like knowing when to kick, when to play, that sort of thing. So kind of more of an all round kind of player now. So
in terms of your career, what do you think the next few years look like for you? Obviously, a lot of the Watsonians players last year went and made the step up to professional, playing professional for Edinburgh after playing the Super 6. Is that something that you aspire to do? Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not done in terms of being in a full-time environment. Like I'd love to obviously do that again, and I'd look at any options that pop up. The sevens has always been something that I've had my eye on, so if that come up, I'd love to give that a crack. That'd be my sort of top pick. And looking at the other teams in the competition this year, do you very much think after Watsonians finished after 10 games, they were top last time out, do you think Watsonians are the team to beat this year? Yeah, I'd say definitely one of. I mean, it's having only 6 teams in the league, it makes it very competitive. So I think any teams will be able to beat any of the other teams on their day. But I'd say Watsonians, definitely one of the top sides. So next game up, Friday night under the lights against Stirling County at Myerside. What kind of challenge do you expect from them? I think going from past experiences with Stirling County, we'll expect something physical from them. Probably a forward-orientated game and probably a lot of kicking. So I think they'll be a well-drilled side because Ben Cairns will know what he's doing there. So it'll be a tough game.
It's good to hear from Rhys Cullen, certainly enjoying his rugby. The half-time scoreline, Watsonians Rugby 0, Stirling County 7. He is a little bit of a live wire, isn't he, Rhys Cullen? I mean, he's a good player to watch. He's had a couple of handling errors tonight, hasn't quite gone his way, but he's the kind of player, he likes to spot gaps and snipe round the sides as well.
Yeah, when he was at the club previously, he was obviously big in the sevens, and he tore it up in the King of the Sevens circuit. So he's always looking to have a go, which is great, which is what you're looking for your 9. As I'm watching him, he's actually just been substituted, I think. But yeah, he is a live wire, and he's got a bit of edge about his game, and it's good to have someone a wee bit different.
So Rhys Cullen wanders off. So the first half between Watsonians and Stirling County, there were a few highlights in it. Let's have a little look at these. That was a little ball, the crash on the inside. Watsonians got there quickly, and this was, well, we watched Rhys Cullen, but watch the tackle that comes up here. It's terrific covering challenge coming in from George Arnott, and that was a try-saving tackle, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fine margins of the FOSROC Super 6. They're, it's a fantastic, it's a back row forwards managed to reel in Rhys Cullen, so he's obviously got a bit of pace, but it's tackles like that which will, could win you the game.
Yeah, certainly could celebrate from there, that was for sure. And this was the try. You can see several of the backs came into the line out. This was well executed. It was a good take. Immediately the ball transferred to the back onto Rainer Kennedy, and this does go down, Chris. It's just unstoppable, wasn't it?
Yeah, as I said earlier on, once you get a bit of forward momentum, it's very difficult to stop, and Rainer Kennedy will be happy to take the plaudits for that one, running it in from 5 metres out. But yeah, as I said before, Stirling County set piece is very strong, very well drilled, and give them an opportunity like that, they'll take it.
So that the difference between these sides. It was a good conversion as well, it should be said, by Andrew Gowdy. Let's get underway at the start of the second half. It's set long and taken. That's a good kick as well. It's pretty much textbook stuff. That's what you want if you're the team on the receiving end.
Yeah, you get the ball back from the kick-off. That's what you're looking for. Now you get a platform to attack.
So Rowan Frostwick is on at 9. Rhys Cullen is off. So complete change in half-back partnership. That's a little bit high for Morrison. You see Harvey Elms going in there. And Boyle on the carry. Frostwick. Good running line by Coetzee. Little offload comes on to Carl Main. Frostwick as well. Pass on to Morrison. Morrison through the middle. Lewis Berg. Not really had ball in hand too often. There's Harvey Elms who couldn't gathered in. There's Carl Main. 26-year-old driving his way through. Frostwick again. On to Morrison. Pull back. Through the hands of the centres. That was a good take. For the knock on. Well, you've got to give credit to Sam Daly for the hands, but it went through Jamie Forbes, went its way forward, and again Watsonians do Stirling County's defending work for them.
Yeah, it was just starting to look like they'd obviously had a bit of a rocket at half time. They looked like they'd come out all guns blazing there, putting together some good phases, and again, sometimes when you just try and force it, errors are going to happen, but we look lively. Dom coming in a short line there, and a nice offload, so we're still looking to play rugby, but again, just a few unforced errors.
So Stephen Longwell, you can see, he's collected the headband at half time just to make sure that he's fit to continue. When these sides met back in November, Watsonians 134-22. There was 8 tries in the match. There was 6 tries in the match at Stirling County, which was a terrific game. Watsonians led 24-12 going into the final quarter. Brian Leach yellow card affected things. Well, there's a grandstand finish from Stirling County. Here A little bit behind the try average so far of the first two meetings, but it has been a tale of certainly the defence of Stirling County have kept Watsonians at bay pretty effectively.
Yeah, they have been very effective in defence this evening, and it's been difficult to break down. And you know, a strong defence not giving away penalties will frustrate you and ultimately force you into making mistakes, which we've seen this evening. So, but you know, look, early signs there from the kick-off there. Watsonians certainly look up for it now, so we could have a good game in our hands.
It comes across through the hands of Grant Hughes. The break, they've got men wide if they can make it happen. That's through the fullback Robertson. Robertson sends it wide onto Logan Trotter. Coming across there is Loman McPherson, and he does well. Real danger there from Stirling County. It was a good attack. It's well dealt with by Loman McPherson. He was always going to get taken out as he got the kick away. Again, Stirling County, Chris, they do move things quickly.
Yeah, they're very quick. That was off the set piece. There you go, pinned us back into our own 5 metre line. A great move, attacking move from their backs out wide there. And credit to Loman McPherson there, he was under a lot of pressure and managed to just about get the ball away before being taken out.
It was a good effort from the kick as well. I mean, he could have just tapped it out. He was trying to get distance as well. Didn't get it, but you could see the effort there. James Powell takes it down. Stirling County again. The ball at the back by Kennedy. Watsonians, do they have an answer for this? Stirling County finding a way to drive it forward. Just getting some help there from George Arnott moving in at the back. They're going to have to move it. Oh, good turnover by Watsonians. And now, because Stirling County have committed so many players, there's a real opportunity to get moving. Forbes, though, swallowed up by Stephen Hamilton. Excellent from the winger. Need to try and recycle quickly. FOSROC does so. He gets it through onto Morrison. Morrison to Boyle. Well, looked like offside. Mark Morrison did really well to scapegoatsy. The tackle is made. The referee doesn't see a problem. There is nowhere to go for Harvey Elms on that occasion.
He's backed off. Play off.
First look again. There's Boyle. Little hitch before he starts to run. Again, Morrison pulls it in behind. Coetzee. Now it's out wide. Oh, it's a great little break. He's got good feet and he's moving quickly. Sam Daly. He can throw a dummy. Morrison. Back it comes again.
What number?
Forwards linking well.
Number 8.
On to Ross Graham. Graham trying to drag his way through. Needs to take men with him. Boyle did well. Now the little dink kick through. I think they knew the penalty was coming and there is going to be a card here as well.
8.
Well, the referee is unhappy at the offsides. It's just a question of who the card is going to go to.
Offside.
And well, he was the hero last time when these sides met. Alistair Mackey is going to spend 10 minutes on the sidelines. First yellow card of the match.
Yeah, it's not been a high penalty count from Stirling. Didn't see any warnings from the referee, but he's obviously judged it to be cynical enough to take 10 minutes. And I'm sure the Watsonians players will be quite happy to see Ali Mackey heading off because he's a big, strong runner. An opportunity now for Mark Morrison to stick 3 points on the board for Watsonians.
And that's the point you made. It was cynical enough to say, look, that's not just a penalty. I'm not just going to award the warning. That was too cynical for the referee's taste. And off he goes. I'm fairly certain, Chris, this is the first kick at goal.
I think you might be right. I think we had opportunities to maybe take 3 points in the first half. We didn't opt to do it, but now have a look at Mark Morrison and hopefully he can stick this one over.
Morrison looks straightforward. Good height on it as well. So Mark Morrison kicks his first points for Watsonians in the Super 6, and they get on the board early at the start of the second half. So Ross Graham there, you can see that the referee had already indicated there was a penalty advantage coming.
Who's the captain, lads?
Well, Road FOSROC was just being speculative with a little kick through.
okay. That's fine, no problem. I'll watch it. I was happy with the last one. Thanks.
So Rainer Kennedy, the skipper, is off.
Like your mum always.
Angus Fraser is on. The change being made. Taken one, but needs some support. Gets it.
Tackle, release it now, release it.
George Hart just managed to get back on side again. Try and come through the middle. They spot the gaps and try and move. FOSROC looks for it. Ross Graham one side, and he's going to go with a box kick. Taken well. But again, Watsonians up very quickly.
Stop, Stirling. Stop.
That is the kick on the angle from Gowdy. It's well taken by Loman. McPherson being yelled at to move and taken into contact. He's done so. Ran into Archie Russell. The work coming over. It came over the top. Not releasing. And then came through. And Stephen Hamilton is pinged for the penalty.
Yeah, I think both benchers were calling for a penalty there. I'll sit in the fence and say I think the referee's done a good job and given it to the right team. But yeah, look at it, both teams are very quick at the breakdown. I think Stephen Hamilton did really well to cover across after the tackle on Loman McPherson.
Yeah, we could hear both benches both calling for it. And the referee from his angle gave it the way Watsonians. Byron Bowes unhappy there is going to be a trio of front row changes to be made from Watsonians, just a question of when. You can see Carl Davis, Matthias Arrigo and Angus Williams all ready to come on the field of play.
Yeah, it's not the worst front row replacement front row to bring on.
Looks pretty good. Boyle has it. Boyle gets it across. In stride was Carl Main. Gets some support from McPherson. FOSROC gets it across. Graham calling for the ball, but it won't get them. He'll have to just go in and support. Now it comes out wide and they break through. It's been a better piece of play in the second half from Watsonians. Michael Badenhorst takes into contact. Miller. That's Longwell. FOSROC again, a little bit high to Miller. Miller lays the ball off onto Harvey Elms. Stirling County again getting players back. Stephen Longwell is the prop who is down, and he's going to stay down. And Stirling County repel. FOSROC again decides to come on the near side. It's about the timing of the pass. The drop came there from Grant Hughes. He was certainly trying to bring it into his body. There was no suspicion of illegality. And it's a question of will they make the front row change before the scrum?
Yeah, I think they might have to.
Well, certainly Stephen Longwell's down, so if you're going to change one, you may as well change all three.
It's not looking. Stevie's not looking too good at the moment, but hopefully he's okay.
Blue 1, 2, 3.
Bring a bit of firepower now, a new front row, freshen things up.
And it's difficult, but I mean, the laws of the game say that you can have 8 on the bench, you can bring on a whole new front row. People who don't like that, Chris, think sometimes you're just training a prop forward to go no more than 50 minutes, which is the other side of things.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's rugby's changed nowadays. Back in the days you didn't have any substitutes and guys would be expected to play 80 minutes, but the intensity and physicality of the game nowadays, and the scrums and the set pieces, I think the forwards, particularly the front row, are probably quite happy that there's an entire front row to come on and replace them.
So another change is made as Billy Dineen will come on, so it's a whole new front row for Stirling County as well. Renew and refresh, so it's Carl Davis, Matthias Arrigo, Angus Williams up against Angus Fraser, Billy Dineen and Murphy Walker now in the front row. You wouldn't want to fight any of them for the Sunday roast. They look like they are big, solid athletes, and one thing that can be deceptive is just how quickly these guys can move.
Yeah, as I say, these guys are fit, and they're big guys, but it might take them a wee bit to get going, but once they get going, some of them are pretty tough to stop.
Coach.
Hope you're enjoying all the action from Myerside this evening. FOSROC. Penalty goes down again. You could see Watsonians just without power. Messrs Davis, Arrigo and Williams, that well-known firm of lawyers and front row participants, doing really well. And this is an interesting call. Do you cut the gap to 3 points, or do you go for the corner?
Well, I think the call from Fergus from the stands is a corner. I think the players were keen for that as well. You know, a wee bit of momentum there. You've got scrum penalty. Fresh front rows obviously made a difference. Now an opportunity to try and get a bit of a driving maul going.
On the line, please, boys.
Little kick from Jamie Forbes.
On the line, Stirling, please.
Reasonably well. We'll be happy with that. And now it's going to be about the throwing of Carl Davis. A very experienced player, played 9 of the 10 Super 6 last season. Throws it in, it's well taken, but the referee says it's squint again. Well, it's fine margins. The referees like it to come right down the middle. There's a little bit of tolerance, but you've got to be able to compete as the opponent team.
Yeah, another frustrating moment for Watsonians. You know, we've opted not to take the 3 points. We've gone for the corner, and you know, you've got to be clinical in these situations. And unfortunately, there, I think the referee's called it right, that it's just no opportunity for Stirling to challenge for that.
I refereed a game a couple of seasons ago, and I won't mention the school involved, but the hooker threw in as if the ball was a boomerang, and I tried to give so much leeway, but
there's only so much you can give.
Yeah, but before the opposition start to get unhappy. Stirling County, it's now about the exit strategy here, but it's been stolen. Watsonians have it. I don't think the pack realised it. Stirling County fighting a rear guard action. Davis. And the referee is indicating he doesn't think that's playable, and he's going to give the scrum down to Watsonians. And how it can change so quickly. That just seemed to sneak out the side.
Yeah,
let's have a look at this.
Sure what happened there.
Okay, it's coming off there now.
Yeah, it just seemed to bounce out. It was very, very quick thinking to get things moving.
I think it's the pressure that was in scrum there. We're still pushing forward. In fact, the pack were always still going. Didn't realise the ball would actually come out. But you know, look, now this gives us a good opportunity. We've seen the last couple of scrums we've been dominant, so we need to do the same again.
Dylan McPherson has been replaced by Jordan Venter. Now he's a young man with a big future, signed by Edinburgh, almost straight out of school from South Africa. He wears 23. Overcame a bad back injury early in his career. And the referee will give a free kick. They've gone too early that time, Watsonians. They have been dominating the scrum, Chris, but just too eager that time. And again, it's an easy exit play for Stirling County.
Yeah, it's just incredibly frustrating. I think we said that in the first half. Great opportunity there to set a platform to attack from, but we'll get the ball back here, and we'll need to go again.
A clearing kick out of play. And certainly the Watsonians coaching staff not overly impressed with a couple of mistakes that their side have made. I have to stress it's been a long time away from rugby. It's 540 odd days since Watsonians last played at home, and you can play the warm-up games, Chris, but there's no substitute for the real thing.
Nah, the warm-up games, everyone's getting a bit of match fitness, but it just, the intensity, everything just goes up another notch when you come to the competition.
Davis tipped that in via Kieran Watt. Now FOSROC gets it on. Arrigo. Now FOSROC again comes back onto Carl Main. Giro did well once more. That's Carl Davis. Never shy of contact, Carl Davis. Now it's on to Morrison. That was Giro again, just couldn't hold on to it. The knock-on advantage, and the referee is going to allow Stirling County to try and get this away. They do so. It's back to Robertson. Robertson tries to spin that. That's an awkward one. It was well taken. And it goes through, just over the head of Jamie Forbes. He recovers himself. And eventually was dropped down there. I'm sure there wasn't a tackle off the ball there. It continues. I thought Billy Dineen was taken out slightly.
I must have missed that one.
It comes through the hands of Conor Boyle once more. What a live wire he is. Driven down. Solid tackling. That's going to be a run again of Sam Daly. Daly, once he gets moving, was well taken down in the end by Andrew Gowdy. This is better from Watsonians. Morrison from Frostwick looked to be up just a little bit too early. And again into contact.
Not on the ball.
Morrison just dummied the pass again, takes it in. And Giro. It's a good platform again for Watsonians. What can they make of it? Forbes. There it goes onto Ventnor. Ventnor makes some ground. Gets good support. Frostwick. Through the hands of Angus Williams, the New Zealander. Here's Morrison. Morrison into Argiro. Little clip kick over the top from Frostwick. It's going to be a little bit of a test, but it's well dealt with. Robertson hooks it in field. It's all about reorganisation. Elms left it for Morrison. Morrison into Forbes. Forbes, little show and go. Ball back on the Watsonian side. Morrison takes it into contact. Down by Connor Gordon. We're 7. And again, Sam Daly chunters his way through. Now it's Kieran Watts. Well, the Stirling County defence is very well organised. Watsonians looking for a breach. Davis with the little offload. And Grant Hughes it was.
First man, turnover.
Let's come back on the Stirling County side. That's a penalty. Well, the Stirling County defence this evening have defended their try line superbly, and again, enough players back. Offside given for Watsonians coming through, and once more, after all that action, the Watsonians bank remains empty.
Yeah, it is, but it's a wee bit more encouraging. We're starting to show some signs of attacking intent. Guys hitting some lines. You know, Mark Morrison's really taking the ball a bit flatter at times, and you know, try to feed the guys through the gap. So, you know, we're looking a wee bit better, but again, just get down into the 22 and give away a penalty and allow Stirling to clear their lines after quite a prolonged period of pressure.
Well, the sin bin. We are not going to see the return of Ali Mackey. Instead, Josh Van Vuren will come on. So that was a really good shift from Stirling County down to 14.
Yeah, I'd actually forgotten they were down to 14 men, and it didn't really show. The well-structured defence again. They cover the numbers adequately, and you know, they'll take that as a victory in terms of coming out without conceding the points there.
Well, it might not be the try-fest we were perhaps hoping for. But Stirling County, strong defensive platform. They have the only try of the game so far. George Arnott. Good take at the back. Andrews to get himself round the back inside. He's done so. That's good counter from Watsonians. It's a game of spot the ball, and the referee says Stirling County couldn't take it out. He called the ball that goes down, scrum down to Watsonians. And frustration this time for Stirling County.
Yeah, it was a great set piece defence there. Kept the ball up. Angus Williams, I think, was the guy that managed to stay on the ball throughout, and now we've got an opportunity to attack. So
400 spectators in Myerside, Chris. And I know, you know, Watsonians were very careful at the level they pitched it at, but You must be delighted in the next few weeks to hopefully open the doors and welcome a few more.
Yeah, well look, we're hoping the restrictions allow for a wee bit more. We set the numbers at 400 just to be on the safe side in accordance with the guidance, and we could have probably sold a few more tickets looking at the online sales. So yeah, I think all the clubs are the same, just desperate to allow their supporters and members to get back into the ground and watch some competitive rugby.
And it's good that there retains that appetite for fans to get back to the grounds as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here come Watsonians. Morrison sends it out wide. Forbes, Venter is outside and Forbes takes it himself. Good solid tackle. And now Jacklin the ball. That looked like he came through, and the penalty is awarded. Came off his feet. That was the problem on that occasion. Looked like Archie Russell. If he'd managed to stay up, he was fine.
Yeah, it's all fine margins, isn't it? As soon as you come off your feet, you're at risk of giving away a penalty, and
time off as there is an injury. Certainly tried to come through, so again the opportunity to go for the corner. That's the decision that has been made. Craig Robertson got some attention and he's back on his feet and moving across. Stirling County scored the fewest points in the Super 6 last season, 24 points on their opening game. They've got 7 here on their travels in the first hour, and it's enough for a 4-point lead thus far. Didn't travel particularly well, Stirling County, 4 away losses last season by more than 10 points. As we're in the final quarter, it's all to play for. That's another good take by Badenhorst. Now they've come together. Ball at the back is with Carl Davis. Davis looking up to see where the line is. Stirling County have got plenty of players there. There's a little splinter. Davis is getting close. Crostwick has it. Comes out to Morrison. Morrison on to Forbes. The opportunity on the far side. And it's Harvey Elms gone through. Can't get there. And the ball is turned over. And more frustration for Watsonians. Just can't quite execute the way they want to this evening.
Yeah, just incredibly frustrating again. But look, it was a really good set piece. They got the line out going. I think it was just a judge to have gone forward, I think, from Jamie Forbes.
Yeah, just in the end, that was the problem. It's good camera angle. You can see it was really good hold up work. You can see the legs pumping of Carl Main trying to get it over the line. Davis didn't think the space was going to be there, so FOSROC got things moving. And the pass, Harvey Elms, that the referee decided it was forward. And Carl Main's played particularly well, Kieran Watt as well. So the bench is emptied. Messrs Ball and Fisher join. Again, still options on the bench for Ben Cairns and Stirling County. Ben Cairns, former Edinburgh player, Scottish international, head coach of Curry, Scotland under-19s. Great experience he brings to Stirling County. Up against Fergus Pringle. Hoyk, Edinburgh, Scotland A, former Boroughmuir head coach. Pushing Kate. Arnott breaks from the back. Stirling County set up the clearing platform.
Stop, Stirling, stop.
And again the kick from Craig Robertson. Elms takes it, thought about getting it in quickly, decides the better of it. Good run up from Logan Trotter to prevent that. We're still finally poised with about 50 minutes to play.
Yeah, same as the first round of fixtures last week. The game could go either way. There's only a score in it, and naturally I hope the score goes Watsonians' way. But yeah, it's very tight, and there's not long to go.
The voice of Chris Hunter, the director of rugby here at Watsonians. The throw looked a little bit wobbly, and it was a tolerance level, and that just went the wrong side of it. It does a couple of things, Chris. Obviously now the scrum down, but Stirling can just take it a little bit slower again. They'll bleed the clock as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean the clock's against us at the moment. We're behind, and gives Stirling a wee bit chance to reset, go from the scrum, and an opportunity to put us back in deep into our half.
Watsonians had the better of scrum a couple of times. They went too early last time out, conceded the free kick. Well, they were dominant at home last term, outscored opponents 141 to 89. They did also have a good habit, Watsonians, of coming from behind last term. As the pass out the side of the hand, Craig Robertson just couldn't link up on that occasion. And it's going to go the way of Watsonians. Linking up, just not ideal. Tom Roach is introduced into the action. That was the last work for Stephen Hamilton. You can see what he wanted to try, but wasn't on in the end.
Yeah, I thought Stirling might have maybe put the boot to the ball there and stuck us down in our own 22, but again, just shows their intent. They're here to attack, they're here to win, and they're obviously got a bit of confidence from some of their previous set piece attacks. So we're now in the halfway line with the line out. Hopefully possession back.
So again, very quickly taken, gathered. We've got the driving ball. I'm not convinced Byron Bowes didn't actually release, and now he says he's being held in. On FOSROC, long, high, teasing ball. Robertson called for it all the way. Called away Jordan Venter. Underneath it, it's good play for the fullback, taking charge, calling the mark. That's excellent play.
Yeah, with big Jordan Venter heading towards you at full tilt, he's done really well there. He's watched the ball, taking it in there, and again another opportunity for them to clear their line.
Yeah, it was a good piece of play. So week one of the FOSROC Super 6. So a 1 home win, 1 draw, 1 away win. Watsonians the recipient of the away win. As you can see, Craig Robertson just limping slightly. Can Watsonians find a way to get the ball into the hand of Jordan Venter, young man signed by Edinburgh. Cal Davis at the back, keeping his bind just. Well, FOSROC just saying, I want that, that's where it comes. Morrison, a little bit high there for Coetzee. Davis drives in, and again Watsonians holding on. Well, Dominic Coetzee are taking it in, just not releasing, the referee indicating. And the penalty to Stirling County. Under 12 minutes to play. In terms of territory, I mean, we've been watching from the main stand at Myerside. We've been watching to our left for almost the entirety of this half.
Yeah, we have. Watsonians have had great territory. They've had opportunities, scrums and lineouts, but again, we've just got to be clinical, and we've got to take these opportunities. And we're still only a score in it, but we now find ourselves back towards our own 22, defending a lineout.
So it's taken in by Dominic Coetzee. In he went, just holding. And that was too long. You can see him just grasping onto the ball. And Jordan Venter doing really well. Trying to get in and get the support. Tried it, Tom Roach. Good take by George Arnott. There's danger here for Stirling County to try and gather. Watsonians try to repel. He just gets knocked high. And just dropping onto the ball was Harry Fisher. Well, it will be from the goal line, not from the 22. That's the law interpretation.
It wasn't carried back, crossed the line. Goal line drop line.
Yeah, it's interesting with the new laws for the competition, changing things up, keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah, 1 or 2 cries that was the 22, but the kick went was grounded in goal. So you're then going to take it from your own goal area.
It's not a kick in goal, so it's a
No,
22
change it
drop
to
line.
22.
He's going to come out. Referee has decided it should be the 22.
I think that was a wee bit of help from his assistant there, Bob, on the far side.
I was trying to give the referee the credit that he knew what he was doing there, but the decision has been made. I'll teach me to be nice to referees.
I can't say I've been very nice to referees in my time.
10 minutes to play.
Back on line, release.
Stirling County have the turnover. That's a loose pass though, and that's a knock on. He'll come back, and the referee will give it for the knock on. Yeah, I'm just going back to that trial. If the ball is held up in goal, there's a knock on from an attacking player in goal, or an attacking kick is grounded by the defenders in their own goal, then play restarts with the goal line dropout anywhere along the goal line.
I'll still take the 22.
Okay, boys. Go, scrub, push your ball. Marks there.
It's not been overly expansive at times. Both teams have tried
Standard, please.
to attack. Just one try in the match so far. And it will be up to Chris Hunter alongside me to get the player of the match. It's going to be a tough decision.
Coach.
Yeah, need to have a wee think about that one, Paul.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of time.
Stop.
Penalty. It is taken down.
Leave it, lads. Leave it. Number 18 to your knee, collapsing.
So the scrum going down. Watsonians have had the better of things in the pack. Collapsed by Murphy Walker. And here's Jamie Forbes. Sends it on the angle. Well, we're at a fascinating stage of the game. 7.5 minutes to play.
Quick, how quick?
Watsonians, plenty of attacking play, not always at their best executing, but they're still in the game. Stirling County's defence, you've got to give them all the credit for their hard work, but can they see the victory out? It's just a 4-point lead. And now this is better from Watsonians. Davis still has it at the back, they're still going. The maul is splintering, Davis is zigzagging his way to the line. The Stirling County bodies being taken out. Correctly, it should be said. FOSROC, little interchange. Driving forward, there was Ventnor. Comes back. Boyle is close. They're trying to bulldoze their way over the line, Watsonians. And FOSROC just indicating what he wants in front of him. Again, they're just keeping it with the forwards. Couple of metres short, trying to come round the corner. Ventnor moves out to the wing. Stirling County, bodies on the line.
Hands away. No hands. Use the line.
FOSROC looking to see if there's space.
Use the line. On the line, fellas.
A little bit of reorganisation from Watsonians. Gus Williams getting ready to lend his bulk
Use the line.
to see if they can drive it over. Again, the defence is good, it's disciplined as well.
Get back, get back.
Ventnor calling for the ball to be played out to him wide. Again, they try a little pick and go round the corner.
Yeah, tackle away.
Stepping away is Harry Fisher, he's available.
Advantage
Now they
onside.
try and bludgeon their way over the top. Penalty advantage coming the way of Watsonians, they're close in the run. Well, they knocked on the door and eventually they smashed it down. And Watsonians, Sam Daly, well, he has been terrific. And he gets the reward of the try. And that Stirling County defence eventually cracked, but it took a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was really patient build-up play from Watsonians there. Sometimes you can get frustrated, but Stirling really stood their ground there, putting in the low shots. But it just Watsonians just kept chapping at the door, and Sam Daly finally just getting over the line there.
It was great disciplined defence from Stirling County. They eventually gave away the penalty advantage, and that gave them a little bit of confidence. And you could see the little tap there from FOSROC saying, "On you go, you take it," and over the line they go. And this to make it a 3-point game. Morrison. Well, there's not too much doubt in that. And Stirling County, who haven't scored in the second half. Lots of good forward play. You could see it was good clear out work as well. But Davis at the back just managing Chris to keep himself attached, and that really set the platform.
Yeah, as I said, you've got to be patient, and sometimes guys can just get a wee bit ahead of themselves, and just unfortunately accidental offside there, so now gives Stirling the ball back.
A little shake of the head, and it wasn't to be. There is a player down, they will require some treatment. Time is off for now. Stirling County will be happy at that. This was good play from Watsonians, very disciplined, stayed well together as a unit, and you could see there Myron Browse calling to the referee. It looked like they've kept it all together, nice tight unit.
Yeah, sometimes it's quite difficult. It must be incredibly difficult as a player when it gets quite messy and you're not allowed to change your mind. But yeah, as you say, Watsonians they stayed patient. They kept the ball pretty tight. They slowed it down when they needed to, regrouped, and big Sam Daly managed to pounce at the end and get the 5 points.
Thanks for waiting, guys.
3.5 minutes to go.
As always.
And the players back on their feet. It's Grant Hughes. Takes his place back in the centre, Andrew Gowdy alongside him.
Get that bind early on the body, okay?
Big scrum coming up here. Ball in. Scrum half's moved away. Now has to get the ball out quickly. Well, Kate was relying on number 8 to move that. Bowes bowling his way through. Have to keep their discipline here, Watsonians. Angus Fraser takes it into contact. Across again by Kay. An opportunity opens up. See Russell trying to find his way free. Back again onto Hughes. Some support coming across from Trotter. Now they'll bring it back infield. Watsonians strong across the 22 with the exception of Jamie Forbes, who's in behind. Gowdy. It looked a little pedestrian, but they have kept play as well. Played by Kay. Watsonians up very quickly. Pass was a little low, but it was well taken. There's Gowdy again. Pulls it all the way back. Again, the tackle is strong. Now the diving pass. Gowdy takes it in at 10. Back once more. Stirling County going backwards at the moment. Byron Bowes trying to change things. Just over a minute to play. McPherson into the line. Robertson it was who came into the line. Robertson again stands 15, pulls the ball out. Tom Roach. That's clever from the scrum half, who's trying to buy a penalty there for the man lying down. In it comes. And the knock on. And Watsonians will bring the ball back. And out it goes on that far side. And that is time up. Watsonians come from behind. They led late through the Sam Daly try. Mark Morrison converted it. Well, Stirling County scored all 7 points in the first half. It's Watsonians who scored all 10 in the second half. Chris Hunter alongside me. You called the player of the match before he scored the try for Watsonians, and so I'll give you credit for that, but it was a good try by Sam Daly and it changed the game.
Yeah, look, I think Sam had a couple of really big carries and a couple of good line breaks earlier on in the game. It was a really tough decision to make. I think George Arnott in the back row for Stirling also had a tremendous game, but with Sam just nipping over and stealing that try at the end, I think he's probably the deserved man of the match.
Got a feel for Stirling County. Their defending at times was excellent. They repelled Watsonians on numerous occasions. Watsonians occasionally shot themselves in the foot. They've lost only by 3, but it'll feel a sore one for them.
Yeah, I think they'll be bitterly disappointed. I think they played some great rugby. They defended incredibly well. But look, maybe as you alluded to earlier, Ben saying that it didn't go the full 80 last week, a bit tired legs, and our guys have battled on. They scored late on. So look, you've got to keep in tight games. You just got to keep going until the final whistle, and we finally got there. And it wasn't a pretty game, but we'll take the win.
You see the man of the match there, Sam Daly. He just had so many good runs when he was picked out. I think you're right, George Arnott was certainly in the mix as well for the way he played, for the try-saving tackle in the first half. But Sam Daly is a man who, when you get the ball to him, he takes a couple of steps and all of a sudden he just seems to be off. Yeah,
he's a quick player. He's a big lad as well. So once he gets going, he's not easy to stop. But look, there was some good individual performances, and there was It's a difficult game when it's so tight and low scoring to pick a man of the match, but I think Big Sam's done well there.
So the players just applauding each other. So the FOSROC Super 6 man of the match, Sam Daly, and he's going to get presented with his medal. Carl Davis doing the honours. Little handshake between the teammates, and the smiles are very broad. They've taken the points. And Watsonians keep up their perfect home Super 6 records. It was close. Watsonians Rugby 10, Stirling County 7, the full-time scoreline. Few of the highlights that the managers and everybody connected with the clubs, the head coaches, will be looking at as they watch the tape back. This was the opening try. This is textbook from Stirling County.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Stirling got a very strong set piece. They scored a few tries, similar to that against us up at Bridgeshaw in season 1, and when it gets going, it's almost impossible to stop. So we knew that was going to be a threat, and and they capitalised that in the first half.
Really good try, very strong, and over he went. And Kennedy, that's now 7 tries in 12. Well, this was Watsonians. This was the adventure that they had within them. Good handling. And even when they were pinned back, you could see the attacking intent.
Yeah, we've got a lot of quick guys out wide. We've got guys that want to play rugby. When Mark Morrison came on, I thought he did very well at stand-off. He's a slightly different player to Lee, but he likes to run, he likes ball in hand, and even looking there, you've got Jordan Venter and Lewis Berg looking for the ball off the back of the maul. So we've got guys that come hunting for it, and we've got a bit of pace out wide. So similar to Stirling, both teams is looking to play a bit of rugby rather than keep it all up front.
It was a terrific drive forward. You can see Carl Davis was involved, but the try was to come. It was to come from Sam Daly. Sam Daly, only a second appearance for Watsonians, but he gets on the score sheet, got his way through, got a little bit of permission from the scrum half to go on the penalty advantage, and over he went for 8-7. The kick then came in from Mark Morrison. So the first of the FOSROC Super 6 round 2 games, Watsonians have won by 3 points. Tomorrow it'll be Ayrshire Bulls against the Buttermuir Bears, and on Sunday there'll be some attractive rugby at Goldenacre. Heriots Rugby against the Southern Knights. So the updated league table looks like this, and Watsonians a perfect 2 out of 2 to start the season, and a little bit of disappointment for Stirling County, could only manage the loss by 3. Next week's match is going to be a cracker on the BBC. We'll be back not too far from here. We'll travel again to Meggetland. We'll take Watsonians with us as the Buttermuir Bears will take on Watsonians Rugby. Please do join us next week for that. That's all from us here though. Thanks for joining us. As I say, we'll be with Watsonians again next Friday night across at Meggetland. What a derby match that will be against their near neighbours, the Buttermuir Bears. Kick off once again at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget you can watch extended highlights of all the weekend's games at scottishrugby.org on Monday. My thanks to Chris Hunter and to all the team. Thank you for watching, and from everybody here at Myerside, a very good night to you.